Greetings other people of the internet, I'm Miketendo and welcome to the next Miketendo Talks About, where today we're talking about my playtime with the Splatoon Global Testfire that at the time of this recording was yesterday. So for those of you not in the know, Splatoon had a beta that consisted of 3 sessions of an hour, which was at 4 o'clock, 12 o'clock and 8 o'clock. I didn't join the 4 o'clock one because that was insane and I wanted to freaking sleep. But I did play at 12 o'clock and 8 o'clock, and can I just say, I'm very hyped for Splatoon. This was a ton of fun to play. Like, it's the only shooting game that I've actually found myself enjoying aside from maybe some kind of multiplayer rounds with Halo with friends and some forms of Team Fortress 2 matches. But basically, the aim of the game is you are a squid thing, an inkling that can transform into a squid, and you basically have to take any weapon of your choice and just coat the screen, just coat the entire turf in as much of your ink as possible. You can choose between a girl inkling and a boy inkling, which is nothing but cosmetic. And you can choose your skin and eye colour, which again is cosmetic. You also have different types of gear that you can equip, which changes your stats slightly, like you can run faster or you have a slightly quicker respawn rate. And like I mentioned, your goal is to ink as much turf as possible, and the winner is the one that inks the most turf. It's a 4-player team shooter where you and 3 other players go up against 4 more players, and as I said, ink as much turf as possible. You can go to squid form, which is faster and allows you to jump further, and you can become invisible if you stand still while in ink. And the various different weapons you can use are all very nice and fun to use. Though I didn't use the splat charger though, because I'm not very good with sniper rifle sorts of weapons. My main choice of weapon though was the splatter shot. I found myself liking that a lot because it's good fire rate, decent range and decent damage. It's an overall well-rounded weapon that I found myself liking a lot. I'm usually the one that goes for the well-rounded stuff. But the immense power of the roller is certainly a tempting thing. The roller is a weapon that basically just covers ink immensely fast. It's low range, but it covers the most turf in instants and can one-hit kill enemies that run into it. So yeah, it's kind of become the little Mac of the game where it can bulldoze everything. But it's a fun weapon. I like using the ink roll a lot, but the splatter shot is better for me with its fast fire rate and range. You also get various sub-weapons in the form of like grenades, like ink bombs, like burst bombs, which have massive fire rate but less like damage output, and you also have suction bombs so you can stick on walls, and you finally have like special weapons which are like an ink strike. You can have a shield, a very short shield that didn't really last long. Wasn't a fan of the shield at all. You can have a bomb rush where you can just throw bombs continuously without it taking up your ink, and you could also echolocator and turn your squid into a kraken, which allows it to swim through enemy ink easily and kills enemies instantly. Well, that wasn't in the demo. It was something that was introduced in the Splatoon Direct, which was just an overview of Splatoon as a whole, so it wasn't particularly interesting and something I won't make a video on. But yeah, I managed to have a ton of matches in Splatoon. I know a lot of people were complaining that they were getting loads of communication errors, or that people weren't actually getting onto stream because apparently it was too many people on the game. But I had absolutely no communication errors whatsoever. I'm probably one of the few lucky ones that managed to have clean runs throughout both of my run-throughs with Splatoon. The game runs at a perfect 1080p. I believe a 1080p 60 frames per second perfectly online. No slowdown, no like people popping out of nowhere, much like Mario Kart 8. So yeah, it's very good online overall. And there's also like a little mini game you can play on the gamepad while waiting for other players. I managed to get to level 3 on it by the end of the day, well at the end of the hours. And I just had a lot of fun with all of that. Yeah, so there were only 2 stages to actually play on the demo, which were Walleye Warehouse and Salt Spray Rig. I found myself enjoying Walleye Warehouse a lot because it's a lot less branched out and a lot less spaced out, so you can get into an easy firefight with no problems. Salt Spray Rig is big and has wide areas that pretty much decide the game for you if you manage to ink a lot of it. And of course there were 3 tracks playing, which like rotated between each other, and can I just say I love the music so far in Splatoon. It's got this really nice rocky sort of vibe to it that it just makes me love the entire soundtrack. It's been great so far. So yeah, that's all I can really think of to say about Splatoon Global Testfire. I really wish there was going to be more of it, because that was the only 3 times we'll get to play it until the game launches on May 29th. And you can bet your buttocks I'll be picking it up. I've already got it pre-ordered. So yep, definitely looking forward to Splatoon now that I've had this time with the Testfire. And as always, I've been Miketendo. You guys have a nice day, and take care.